You got
tag the film.
This is the Engelbert story, Europe, Germany, 89. Part 2 continued from a previous tape. When we last left off, Engelbert was on stage for his house engineer, Louis Barrère.
No, I won't come down. Tell him no, I'm not.
Begging for him to come down. Frogmore gets on the clear comm with Louis.
Louis, come down and watch it now. Louis,
I'm not doing it for $500.
Louis,
I'll come down.
Okay,
Right now,
I'm
500
telling Matt
bucks.
you're not coming. Matt, he said, fuckins, he ain't coming.
Meanwhile, I'm still the prisoner hiding out of the house console, just watching this whole thing, laughing because I'm getting paid the same amount of money to just watch. So anyways, so I'm out there, and Louis refuses to come down. Chuck comes up to try and plead with Louis to come down. Watching the stage, we see Engelbert. Watching the stage, we see Engelbert exit stage left, at which point he asks the very light operator,
Ain't just walking my way.
he just comes up to Brad, the very light operator, and says, "Can you fix the sound, man?"
He did? He asked you? All right. He asked you?
Brad didn't know what to say. He just ignored him like most other people do when he's in that state. So Chuck and Rick pull it all together. Everything's going great, all right? Meanwhile, codename Voodoo on the radio. They decide that since the first show was so hideous that I should sneak in to the hall and maybe just check out the vocal sound before the second show, at which point Frogmore and Chuck, who's not here at this taping time, will mix the show, and I'll dial up the vocal sound, and everything will be fine, right? Then what happened was I did that. I came back out to my bus with my walkie-talkie. Engelbert wants to see Louis in the dressing room.
Hi, Ange. Hi, Ange. What's going on? Louis, what was wrong with the sound tonight? I heard the sound in the house was horrible. Well, it was kind of bad, especially those first 3 songs. I guess it was pretty bad on stage, too, huh? Louis, Michael's here, isn't he? No, he isn't, Ange. He's not here. He's gone home.
I seen him in the corridor. My name is Wilfred. We see him in the corridor.
Wilfred! That was Wilfred. Louis, you just lied to me. Michael is here. So I proceeded to tell him that
He is?
that Michael was here, and he was the one that was getting the sound at the start of the show, and he should be doing the monitors, and he's giving him the best sound. And Engelbert agreed.
Bullshit.
He wanted Engelbert on the. He wanted Mike on the board, so Mike went back in to talk to him now.
Oh my God.
I went into the dressing room, burst into the dressing room. First I knocked, nobody answered. Then I just burst in. He was in there with Bill poofing up his hair and some blonde bimbo sitting in front of him. I walk in and I say, "I need to talk to you alone now." He says, "Well, Micah, you know that anything you have to say to me, you can say in front of Bill. And her, she doesn't matter." So I proceeded to tell him what I thought about this whole situation, all the political bullshit, not holding anything back, about hiding in the bus, about wanting to go home, about never wanting to be here in the first place, about being held against my will in a bus with no heat, no lights, no TV, nothing.
Why didn't he have any heat?
I told him I was appalled, and he insisted on knowing who was behind this, and then I told him that that's political bullshit, and I'm sick of the political bullshit on this tour. I'm a monitor engineer. I don't want to get involved with the politics. It's a bunch of fucking bullshit. I'm just a monitor engineer. And then I said, "So let's talk about whether or not I'm your monitor engineer." And then he said, "Well, do you want to be?" And I said, "I can go either way. You tell me. Do you want me to be?" And it went on and on and on. And finally he said, "Well, do me a favor and just go back out there, Mike. Please help me out and try and make the sound right. I said, okay, I'll do the best I can, but I'm telling you right now that I'm jumping into this console with no sound check, nothing. I haven't done anything in 3 days. I got no idea what the mix is like. I'm not taking shit for this show. You understand that right now? I'm not taking any shit for this show. He said, just do the best you can. As soon as I leave the room, Rick goes in to get the drinks.
Rick, you stand there and you watch that guy. Okay, Hans, can I just stick my nose up your ass a little further and let you reiterate that?
You watch.
That
Did
guy.
the show.
You watch that guy.
Went out, did the show. It was absolutely hideous. I had feedback from fucking hell at every fucking frequency. Had to switch over to the spare mic, still sounded like shit. I mean, it was just a fucking hideous show. Engelbert comes off stage and says, it was much, much better. I'm hired again. Suddenly I'm God for giving him a hideous show. Next day, this is the day that we're taping this right now. We're up to date. This show, I do a sound check, dial it in, go through every instrument, spend his time on his vocal. God, it sounded fucking bigger than hell. I mean, it sounds great. I really like the way it sounds. Everybody in the band says it sounds great. He walks out, says one word into his microphone. Happy as hell, says don't touch a thing. If you leave it like that, it'll be just fine. Everything was perfect. Comes out, the first song was fabulous. And then Engelbert decided that he was a better engineer than I was. So he was going to change everything, and boy did he change everything. Everything got louder than everything else. I need more vocal in the side fills. I need more low end on my vocal. I need more reverb on my vocal. I need more drums. I need more guitars. I need everything louder than everything else. So basically I proceeded to, at which point people in the audience started plugging their ears from the sheer volume coming off that stage.
Oh, God, it was horrible. It was fucking terrible.
130 dB on your meter?
Yeah. Something ungodly. I think I saw some woman pat her ears with Kleenex and blood came out of them. It was great. Then, as the show continued, he came off stage and he says it's absolutely horrible. I told him that it was so loud in the house coming off the stage that I told him what the situation was, that people were complaining and blah, 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 and he said, well, just lower it. So I told him that I'm going back to the beginning of the show. I went back to the beginning of the show. He started banging on the mic. He started asking for everything louder than everything else again. It got louder. It got hollower. It got fucking totally out of control. He came off stage and said, send them all home. He waved me away from the board. There was about a half a song or a quarter of a song where there was nobody on the board. Finally, who's our hero who always fills in when there's a monitor problem?
Can I get some Kleenex to this shit off my nose yet?
Rick covers for me. Mixes the last 4 or 5 songs of the show, pulls it all together. He's a hero. I'm fired, and this time for good. Chuck, put him on a plane or you're on a plane. And that's my story, so I'll be leaving tomorrow.
Very good. What a rundown.